British Prime Minister Boris Johnson and his Chancellor Rishi Sunak. They're trying to ride out a storm of protest from opposition MPs calling for them to quit over the Partygate scandal. Both were fined for illegally attending parties at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic and have apologised but say they won't be resigning. Members of the Cabinet, along with many Conservative MPs, have given them their support. Well, for more on this, we're now joined by Conservative MP Sir Roger Gale. Sir Roger, thanks for joining us on the programme tonight. So you, of course, submitted your vote of no confidence against Boris Johnson back in December. So despite him breaking the law at a time of a global health crisis, you now support him. Why?
Quite simply, let me say straight away that the Prime Minister has broken the law. The Prime Minister has misled the House of Commons. And the anger of the public cannot be underestimated. Under normal circumstances, I would expect the Prime Minister to resign. But, and this is a very big but, we're facing the gravest crisis that Europe and probably the world has faced since 1945. I don't believe that responsibly we can call for a leadership election in the middle of this international crisis.
But so Roger, understandably, this is a crisis. The war in Ukraine is important. It is devastating millions of people. But this wouldn't be the first time that the UK changed its Prime Minister during the war. So has Boris Johnson then lost his moral authority to hold the office of Prime Minister?
I've heard the argument about changing Prime Ministers during wartime on a number of occasions now. It's true that at the start of the Second World War, we did change the Prime Minister, and Winston Churchill led the wartime government, and then himself was replaced. And it's also true that Margaret Thatcher, during the Gulf War, was replaced. But with respect, that was not, neither of those, in fact, had the potential to be a nuclear conflict. This, I think, is a difference of scale out of all proportion. And the United Kingdom, I believe quite rightly, has been showing a lead and has been the cement that, to a large extent, with the United States, held the coalition in support of Ukraine and against Mr. Putin and his war crimes together.
But Sir Roger, if I may interject there, given then the importance of this crisis that we're in, the potential for nuclear weapons to possibly be used, as you say, don't we then need a moral leadership, someone who can really lead this country and the world?
Mariam, I believe that the time is going to come when the Prime Minister, this Prime Minister, will have to be replaced. But we're not talking about just a Prime Minister, we're talking about the stability of the United Kingdom government and our role within the coalition against Putin and in support of Ukraine. And for me, this is not a party political, it's much more important than either of those things. A leadership election in the United Kingdom, a contested leadership election, which this would be, will take 3 months. The next 3 months in the east of Ukraine, as again your lead item showed, are likely to be absolutely critical in the east of Ukraine. We cannot, I believe, have a lame duck Prime Minister leading a government at this particular moment in time. So while I stand by everything that I've said in the past about Mr. Johnson and the need to replace him, I don't believe that now is the right moment or the responsible moment to seek to do that.